Hello and welcome to your Mystic Monday mashup video for the week of November 12th through the 18th. So as we did last week, this week I've pulled 2 cards from the Wild Unknown deck to represent the energy and advice of the upcoming week for all of us watching this video. And then I have selected 3 cards from the Fuzzy Prism Oracle to dictate how you particularly are going to be dealing with this energy and your advice for the week ahead. So I've posted the back of these 3 cards on my Instagram over at Shea on Sunday night. If you missed that post, you can check out the following image to select your card, left, middle, or right. Okay, so now that you have your card selected, keep it in mind, maybe state it out loud just to give it that much more power, that much more affirmation that that is in fact your card. Take ownership over your choice. Now we're gonna get into the energy and advice from the Wild Unknown, which again applies to everyone watching this video. It's what the week ahead holds for us all. So the energy card that I've pulled from the Wild Unknown is the Son of Wands. So the Son of Wands is a card of adventure and charisma and just social interaction at your prime. So the Son of Wands is a very charming energy. So you're gonna be going into the next week really ready to charm the pants off of everyone in your life. So it's a good week to network. It's a good week to go out on dates. It's a good week to just let your sparkling personality shine and impact the rest of the world in whatever way calls to you. Basically, the Son of Wands is saying that you are at your social peak right now, so take advantage of it. So particularly when it comes to social interactions, this card is going to be really powerful to call upon to really make sure that you show up for these interactions and for the rest of the world in a way that's genuine and authentic to you, but also in a way that is received well by others. So sometimes we can show up authentically and maybe come off with the wrong vibe for the audience that we're presenting ourselves to, and we're not received as we should be. Well, this is a card that's going to be a great way to move out of Venus retrograde and into a Mercury retrograde, because you're going to end that Venus retrograde with a charming energy. So if any communication snafus pop up in Mercury retrograde, which I believe happens on the 16th or the 17th, you will then be able to kind of be let off the hook a little bit because you've been so charming and so accurate with your energy in the beginning of the week. So I recommend really taking advantage of this card, of this energy early on in this week, and get out there, show the world who you are, really accurately display your charm and your charisma, and allow that to sort of soften the blow of any communication errors that might be coming up during Mercury retrograde. So the advice card that we have to go along with this energy of the Son of Wands is the Four of Swords. So it's interesting to have these 2 cards together because they kind of have an opposite energy. The Son of Wands is really charismatic and really adventurous. It's about putting yourself out there and charming the rest of the world. And the Four of Swords is really about retreating within and giving yourself time and reprieve from the self-perceived outside threats. So the Four of Swords is really a card of meditation. It's a card of taking time to recharge. So having these 2 cards together, I feel like is saying that there's gonna be an ebb and a flow. There's gonna be a balance to the energy this week where you are definitely going to get out there and be charming and show the world who you are. But that also means that you need to carve out time for yourself. You need to carve out time to go within and really check in with your body, check in with your mind, ask yourself if there's anything that you need to restore your energy from these social interactions. So this is actually an intention that I've been teaching in some of my core power yoga classes for the past week. So if you're one of my students, it might sound familiar. It's kind of about that energy of really checking in with yourself. So I think especially as the seasons start to change in the northern hemisphere of the world and we get into this colder weather, there's a tendency to try and just push through everything and just try and like bear down, get your social interactions together, get moving from space to space together, and make it happen. And sometimes if we're pushing too hard, we forget to listen to what our bodies and our minds need. So the Four of Swords is just giving us the reminder, the gentle reminder, that as you put yourself out there and you embrace this momentum of your social interactions this week, really make it a priority to find the balance to it as well, and go within and ask yourself how things are doing. Spend a quiet night at home at some point this week where that you don't interact on social media and you don't feel the need to invite a bunch of people over to socialize, and just let yourself feel restored and rejuvenated by spending time with you and listening to what you need and what your body needs. So now that we have the energy and the advice for the week really clarified, I'm going to move into the card that you personally have chosen for your week ahead. This card is kind of going along with that advice card, but it's giving you a little more clarity as to what direction that going within and that slowing down and taking time to retreat from the outside world is going to take. So this is just a clarification card from the Fuzzy Prism Oracle. So if you pick card number 1, the card to the left of your screen, the card that you've selected for your extra advice this week is the universe. So the universe is a very grand card. That's such a huge concept to layer onto this idea that we need to go within. But for those of you that pick card number 1, I feel like this means that there is a big hand of fate coming into play in your week, and you need that downtime, that recharge time, to check in with your intentions and connect to the universe to make sure that you're on the right path. So for your recharge time, I really highly recommend a meditation practice and lots of free writing, because the more that you can tap into sort of the more unconscious desires within your brain, the more that you'll be directed towards where the universe is trying to point you. So no pressure, but there is a lot going on in your week this week. There's a lot of information being streamed down to you from the universe about the next step on your path. And it may be different than your conscious mind would have planned out. So it's a really good week to use that downtime to get very connected, to really let go of the outside world's opinions and all of the outside noise and chatter. Find some time to find complete silence somewhere, or if you have some sort of sound going on, make sure it's like an ambient noise that you're not going to be affected by lyrics of music or outside chatter of social media or TV. Really carve out some very still time for yourself to listen to what comes up, and to be open that the path that the universe has in store for you might be different than the one that you were planning on going down, but it's gonna feel better, it's gonna feel exciting, it's gonna feel adventurous, it's going to really enliven and support that Son of Wands energy of you being adventurous and charming and charismatic. So you might find a new message from the universe this week that's directing you down a even more exciting and adventurous path than you might have thought was in store for you. If you pick card number 2, the card to the center of your screen, your card from the Fuzzy Prism Oracle this week is Progress. So as the Progress card supports your turning within, this might mean that while you are being socially productive with your Son of Wands energy, your inward reflection, your Four of Swords energy this week is also going to be very productive. It's just going to be more productive for your own sake and your own internal focus. So it's not about posting on social media all night long or sending out emails. The progress that you're doing during that inward reflection could be some self-healing. It could be that you are making progress on discovering some blocks that you didn't recognize were there that you're now trying to cleanse and let go of. Or it could be that you're making progress on your visualizations for your future, and really not only visualizing in your meditations or in your downtime what it is that you want, but making an action plan. So your downtime and restoration is still gonna feel restorative, but it might be a little more active than some of the other card selections from this Oracle deck. So those of you that pick the center card, be aware that your downtime doesn't have to be still and unproductive. You can still make progress during that downtime. Just make sure that it's an inwardly focused progress as opposed to reaching out to the outside world and making connections. So you'll have plenty of time to do that when you're in your Son of Wands energy, but when you come back within, check on what can be moved forward and what you can make progress on in your internal world and in your visualizations for your future. So don't be afraid to take action. Just make strict rules for yourself that it's action for strictly you. That doesn't involve anyone else in your life, and it doesn't involve having to reach out. You have all the... If you pick card number 3, the card to the right of your screen, your Fuzzy Prism Oracle card is self-care. So for those of you picking the right card, this is the ultimate expression of the Four of Swords. So it's exactly what you think it is. As you move from that energy of connecting to the outside world and retreating within, your assignment this week is to take care of your body, take care of your mind. It's a great time to pamper yourself. So when you disconnect from the outside world, maybe take a bath, maybe find a really inspiring book to read on a quiet night in, or just take lots of naps and get lots of sleep in the evening. This is a very traditional interpretation of self-care. So it's check in with your body, get plenty of hydration, get plenty of nutrients, get plenty of sleep, have all of the things that make you feel good about your experience in your body and in your mind when you retreat from the outside world. And also don't neglect those things when you're connecting to others as well. It doesn't mean that your self-care has to be put on the back burner whenever you're in that Son of Wands energy. So continue to find the hydration and the nutrients that you need even as you are connecting in these social settings. But just continue to ask yourself this week, what makes you feel good? What makes your body feel good? What makes you feel like you are thriving in the world, whether you are out and about socializing or at home and restoring yourself? And those are the actions that you are going to take to support this energy this week. So I hope that this reading has served you well. As always, if you want a personalized reading, if you have questions that you need answered, I have tons of offerings on my website for you to be able to use all of the resources I have available for you. I do Reiki healing to help smooth out the energy that you might need smoothed out and to realign your chakras. I do online email tarot readings to answer specific questions with multiple cards. And I also do Akashic Records readings, which are part of my intuitive coaching sessions, which involve Reiki, tarot, and Akashic to help you really clarify your mission and the answers to life's current questions. So you can find all of that over at michellesheawalker.com. /tarot has a lot of the offerings, but /Reiki has some more as well. And of course, if you liked this video, they happen every week, so hit the subscribe button below, maybe ring the bell so you get notified the second that they get posted, and follow me on Instagram at Michelle Shea so you can always participate in those Sunday 3-card draws. And I will see you again next week for more Mystic Monday Mashup.